Well, he's taking his bombast to a network that's dead last. Nice rhyme. Yep, Olby's putting the rant in Kerr rant. Well, on Tuesday, it was announced Keith Olbermann will be hosting a primetime show for something called Current TV, a network devoted to knitting and all things yarn. The program will basically be the same as Countdown, but with much fewer viewers. Current, which was founded by giant glowworm Al Gore, is hoping the former MSNBC anchor will put them on the map. Said the network's other founder, quote, "This is the best investment that Current has ever made." Well, aside from the cappuccino maker in the staff lounge seen here, look at that. It is nice, I must say.
That's better than ours.
I know. Olby will also have a management role and as the chief, this is what he's called, the chief news officer. He'll develop new programs. I guess Captain Current Events was taken. For more, let's go live to Red Eye's chief news officer, Foxy McWettongue. Foxy, what's the latest? Right now, Bill Maher is calling his agent, trying to get hooked up with that because that has some tongue action. Jesse, the best they could come up with is chief news officer was like lieutenant important things, like already taken.
I think that, yeah, that is pretty lame. I think it's sad that that they average 23,000 viewers a night. There's like a lot of live acts that do better than that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that you're on TV and you can reach fewer people than Jeff Dunham's puppets on a given night. I think that's kind of a disappointing number.
I can confidently say that we beat that number.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we can, Dana. Even when you're on, will you be watching this? Will you be watching him?
I will not be watching. I'll be watching the military channels doing some intense Korea reminiscing. For the next couple
don't
months.
knock the military channel.
Or
I
the
actually
Korean
watched
War.
the military channel. So let's get this straight. Keith Olbermann went from MSNBC, where he had tens of viewers, to this other network where he's going to have like 3. So he's going straight into obscurity, which is a good thing. But hey, isn't this what Dan Rather did when he got fired from CBS News, right, for making up that military service story about George W. Bush? He said, "Oh, I got a great new gig on HD something." Nobody's ever seen him again.
It's deserved oblivion because ultimately Olbermann was part of the problem, right? I mean, this ridiculous. The world is so much more complicated than his sort of his hyper-wrought outrage, which sort of like it played with Bush, like because Bush was so inept that we all did feel that, except that that sort of binary environment's over. He's ridiculous. He's a cliche.
Interesting point, Bill.
Although we're going to have to fix the Bush inept.
I'll block that.
I didn't like that outraged me,
I'll just replace the Bush part with Obama.
Yes.
Bill, is Gore and Olby the beginning of a blowhard bromance?
It's the beginning of something alliterative, so I'm behind it. I love that. I've discovered the equivalent of deputy in magazines, because in magazines, if you have a made-up title, you just throw deputy in front of it. For example, I was a deputy news editor. In TV, it's chief. Chief is TV's deputy, and so he is chief news officer. From now on, anytime I see chief in the title, I'll just call them an Olbermann.
They need to do a show. See, what will make the thing is Al and Olby, and they drive around in kind of a beat-up Subaru to just massage parlors. Just check it out, like see, what it's like out there, and, you film the conversations.
They're two very huge-headed people, and I mean that literally. I don't know if they could both share a screen. Their melons are enormous.
Don't forget the hair.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they got the Brill cream going.
Actually, they both have nice hair.
They're doing kind of a fun thing where they're doing like a North Korea thing where they just give themselves like incredible titles, like I think I'm going to do that too. Like from now on, I want, instead of like writer comedian, I want it to say stupendous amuser.
There you go. I like that.
Olbermann joins Current TV. Greg, you described Current as a network devoted to knitting and all things yarn.
Right.
That lacked the ring of truth to me, so I went to the About section of Current's website. It says, Current engages viewers with smart, provocative, and timely programming about yarn, stories that no one else is telling in ways that no one else is telling them. Current's programming shines a light where others won't dare and boldly explores important subjects such as the difference between weft knitting and warp knitting.
Right.
The channel's audience is comprised of affluent, curious, social, and connected yarn enthusiasts who crave the kind of yarn-related programming found on Current's TV and online properties. So I never should have doubted you, Greg.
Andy, you know what? They have this great little sitcom called That Yarned Cat.
Really?
And it's a cat every day gets into a mess of trouble with a big ball of yarn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's yarnerific.
Yeah. It's hard to believe they're only getting 23,000 viewers.
There's a whole hour devoted to an elderly woman just knitting a sweater for the son that never calls her.
Oh, I've seen that. It's like the Yule log.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
She's just sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Jesse, you brought up that current average is 23,000 a night, but to be fair, it reaches 60 million households, so Olbermann will probably get more viewers than that.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. On the other hand, how low is current TV that NBC's separation agreement with Olbermann didn't even stop him from working there?
Yeah. It was like they had don't work at Subway, but they didn't have that.
Yeah. Monica, Dana wasn't knocking the military channel. Anyone that follows him on Twitter knows that he is a devotee.
Oh, good to know. I'll get your number later, Dana.
What are you doing later, Monica?
Exactly.
What does
Watching the
devotee
military
mean?
channel with you, Dana.
Monica, I just want to caution you, he once broke up with a girl because she couldn't recognize the high tannins in a 79 Bordeaux. Oh. So, just so you know.
But I can do that.
All right, fair enough.
Monica, did you know that there are 1,500-foot high fire tornadoes in Hamburg?
I do know that.
They pulled people in.
I gotta use this stuff.
I'm yours. Take me now, Dana. Take me now.
Dana, not every day, Dana.
Not what?
Not every day, right?
No. Special occasions.
Oh, okay.
Special
All right,
occasions,
cool.
yeah.
Because that would be a freaky place to live.
Indeed.
Yeah.